Food, like most things nowadays, is simply just an addiction. It's also very, very tempting. Now, when it comes to food, a lot of people are addicted nowadays, and not just to junk food, but food in general. And one of the best ways to combat this, and not just combat, but deal with it, is fasting. Now, if you're not familiar with fasting, fasting is when you stop eating or drinking for a long period of time, whether that be 12 hours, 18 hours, 24 hours, which is a day. Some people will do 2 days, some people will do 3 days, all depending on what you got going on in your life. Now, for me, I am someone who loves to fast, and I do it every single day. I do a 24-hour fast every single day. And sometimes I tell people this and they look at me like I'm crazy. Some people I tell this and they are very quick to listen. They're very quick to hear me out and ask me why are you fasting for this amount of time. Now, when it comes down to it, fasting is not just a tool to lose weight. It's also a tool to be healthier. It's also a tool to be more productive, and it's also a great tool to break any addiction that you have in your life. And I would say, even more importantly, it's a tool to experience life on a more deeper, more energetic level. And the reason I say this is because most of us have never felt what it feels like to live life without food in our gut, or without the feeling of our body constantly breaking down heavy food or heavy material, waste. And the truth is, you cannot experience life on a much more deeper energetic level unless you no longer have this obstruction, unless you no longer have this heavy waste sitting in your stomach over and over and over again every single day. What we've been taught about, 3 meals a day is honestly one of the craziest forms of propaganda, in my opinion. How they tell you, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. And sure, it may be, but that doesn't mean after you get up, you have to eat right away. For me personally, I love to wait until at least noon to eat. And this has helped me tremendously in terms of my health, in terms of my happiness, in terms of everything. I have much more energy. I feel more productive. I feel more energetic. I have more time to use to put towards things that actually matter, whether it's meditation, whether it's stretching, whether it's going outside and enjoying the day, whether it's going to take a walk, whether it's exercising. Everything feels so much better whenever you're not full of food in your stomach, when you're not full of waste. And my point of making this video is to tell you that you can do it too, and it's so simple. All you have to do is not eat. All you have to do is break the habit of you, whenever you get that temptation, whenever you get that impulse to say, oh hey, maybe I should eat, think about it. Am I actually hungry? Ask yourself that question. Next time you get that impulse, next time you get that temptation, ask yourself, am I actually hungry? And 90% of the time you'll find out, oh wait, I'm not actually hungry. That was just an impulse. That was just that voice in the back of my head saying, eat, 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 which is what? It's an addiction. Same thing with people who smoke cigarettes. Same thing with people who drink alcohol. They'll get that impulse that says, oh, let's have a beer. Oh, let's smoke some weed. Oh, let's go smoke a cigarette. And then they fall into that habit once again. But the truth is, they don't have to do that, and they don't need cigarettes, they don't need alcohol, they don't need weed, they don't need any of that, but they have this impulse in the back of their mind, and so they fall victim over and over and over. Same thing with food. Of course, food is on a less, I guess you could say it's of a lesser degree in terms of, how bad the addiction is. But nowadays you kind of have to be aware, because there's a lot of foods that are just junk, filled with processed junk ingredients, full of negative bullshit. And as you know, as within, so without. Whatever you're putting inside of your body is going to show on the outside. This is why so many people are fat. This is why so many people have a bunch of acne. This is why so many people are not living their best lives. When it comes to fasting as well, there's multiple different ways of doing your fast. Of course, you can do a water fast in which you just drink water throughout your fast and maybe add some salt. But, I recommend every different way of fasting. You can do a juice fast in which you only drink fruit juices. Of course, that's much easier, and you can even, if you want to do a little bit more of an extreme version, which also helps out tremendously, it's dry fasting, in which you don't drink, in which you don't eat, and you don't consume anything. It's basically you just living, just being, which so many people are missing out on nowadays. So many people are looking for that fulfillment spiritually, and they do it through food. They want to feel fulfilled, so they do it through food rather than seeking out spiritual things like meditation, breath work, or just living, just being, just experiencing life, and just being the observer. So many people want to fill that void, but they don't know how to fill it, and they don't know what to fill it with. So rather than enjoying life, they'll eat food and over and over and over. They'll just keep eating and eating and eating. And of course, this will lead to depression. This will lead to being lazy. This will lead to, being lethargic. This will lead to being unhappy, as so many people are nowadays. So my answer to that is try fasting. See if you like it. See if you enjoy it. And I would say, it's not for everyone, but it is. There's just different forms of it. You can either go 12 hours, you can go 16 hours, you can go 18 hours, you can go 20, you can go 24 hours. See what works for you, and each time up the level. If you start at 12 hours, go to 16 hours, and if you got 16 hours down, this is easy, go to 24 hours. See how you feel, see how present you are, see how calm you are, see how relaxed you are, and that's pretty much all I got for you guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.